Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I wanted to sit down really quick and talk about my top 7 favorite books of 2018. Let me take a little sip of my coffee real quick. It's got a super cute saying on it. You've got to be kidding me right now, like seriously? I just recently got back into reading again. I was a huge reader in high school, junior high, but I kind of stopped after high school, and I got back into it last year. It's 2019, January 2nd, which is crazy. But I recently got back into it last year once I started watching BookTube. I didn't even know that was a thing, and then, you know, once you find one video, you kind of go down the rabbit hole of like non-stop continuous watching YouTube until like 4 in the morning because you're just obsessed with this new world that you just found. Yeah, that's how BookTube went for me. So anyway, since I've been reading, since like the middle of 2018, I have been on a non-stop book buying binge, and through that I found some of my most favorite books so far, and most of these are like horror thriller. Sorry, I'm looking down at the books right now. That's what I'm looking at. But most of them are horror thriller type books. So if you're into that, you will definitely be interested in this. So the first one I want to talk about is called Swerve by Vicki Pettersson. This book was crazy. This was like way darker than I thought it was going to be. I'd never read anything by this author before, but I definitely want to read more from her. After I read this, I followed her on Instagram, and she is writing another thriller, which I will most definitely be picking up. So this is basically about a woman and her fiance going on a road trip to Vegas from California. And they stop at a rest stop, and her fiance gets abducted at the rest stop. She doesn't know where he went. So she goes in, he stops at the rest stop to go to the bathroom. She goes in to look for him, and he's gone. She doesn't know what happened. And ever since that moment, her life just becomes a crazy roller coaster ride trying to find her fiance. And this book is so dark. It's gritty, it's fast paced, it's thrilling. Definitely recommend if you like those things. This book gets dark, like it gets twisted, which is what I like in a book. So I'd have to say this is probably my #1 book from 2018, which is crazy. I just picked it up on a whim. I saw it on Thrift Books, and I'm like, let me try that. And it was so good. So I definitely recommend this if you like books like that, like dark, twisted, thriller type books. This one is perfect. If anybody reads this, let me know, because I never see anybody talk about it. Okay, the next one is called Creep by Hillier. This one is about like a student-teacher relationship. They get involved, the student and a teacher, and the student ends up being really creepy, as the title suggests. You kind of follow the teacher going through the motions with the student, and she gets wrapped up in a turmoil of things. This book was not like the most best written book I've ever read, but it is super and highly entertaining. It's dark, it's weird, there's things in this book that happen that I've never seen happen in a thriller before. It's really dark. I don't know how these authors come up with these plot lines, but if you like dark thrillers, again, this is a good one. The student in this book becomes like a stalker. He starts stalking this lady, and she's engaged to be married to a guy, so he gets in the way of that, and the story goes from there. This one is really good. It felt kind of longer. How long was this? It was like 430 pages, and there is a sequel to it, which I have not read yet. I can't remember. I think it's called Freak, but this one was really good. I definitely recommend it. It's a fast, easy to follow thriller. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. Super good. This next one surprised me so much. NOS4A2 by Joe Hill. I'm sure a lot of people know what this is. This was nothing like I was expecting it to be. So it's kind of hard to summarize this book, but it is weird. It's got a lot of Christmas elements to it, which is why I read it in December, which was perfect. I definitely want to reread this again in a winter coming month. like this year, maybe next year I'll probably read it since it's so fresh in my mind. But this is mainly about a woman and her son, and she is just haunted by this man named Charlie Manx. He keeps popping up in her life. She's got these creepy kids calling her from a place called Christmasland, and nobody else can hear these phone calls, so people think she's going crazy. She kind of grew up in a rough childhood, so she keeps getting these calls from Christmasland of these creepy kids telling her to come back. So she ends up burning all of the phones in the house because she thinks she's going nuts. And people are having a hard time believing that like haunted dead little kids are calling her from Christmasland. But she's visited this land before when she was younger. She's got a thing called the Shorter Way Bridge where she takes that and travels to like another world where Charlie Manx is. That's like the main guy of Christmasland. And it just goes on from there. This book was so good. It did not feel like 600 pages or however many pages. It's almost 700 pages, at least this copy is. It didn't feel like that. I didn't want this book to end. It was insane. I cannot wait to reread this. It's dark, it's weird, it's creepy, it's got those Christmas elements in a horror, which I've never read before. It's like a horror thriller, I would say. But Joe Hill, this is the first book I've ever read by him, and definitely not going to be the last. I freaking love this book so much. I gave it 5 stars. Definitely recommend if you haven't read it before. And now I want to read everything from Joe Hill. Like, I want to read everything from him. Super good. The next book is called The Memory Watcher by Mika Kent. I heard of this book from Books and Smiles, Lisa from Books and Smiles. This was super, super good. I'm probably saying about all these books, but they are my top 7 of 2018. So this one was like more of a domestic thriller. It's about a woman who gave up her little girl when she was a younger girl. So she gave up her daughter for adoption, and she just can't get over the fact that she did that, and basically wants to stalk the family that her now daughter is with. Hold on, I think my son is waking up, so I gotta pause this real quick. Okay, so anyways, my son did wake up, so I'm back. It's pretty hard to find a perfect filming time because it's just me at home. My fiance is at work. So when he wakes up, I have to keep him entertained. He's in his little jumper right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish up. We have this book, which is where I left off. I can't talk. And then 4 others. So Memory Watcher was about this woman. She gave her little girl up for adoption, like I said, and she can't get her out of her head. She needs to do everything she can to get involved in her daughter's life again, so she'll do whatever it takes. This one was super good. I've never read a thriller like this before. It had a super good plot twist, which I really do enjoy in thrillers. I did not guess what was coming in this book at all. Super good. This was the first time I've ever read anything by this author too, and I definitely plan to read from her again. So I definitely recommend this if you do like domestic thrillers. This one was really good. Nothing like I've ever read before. None of these were anything like I've ever read before. It's probably why they're my favorites. Okay, next one, Thinking of Ending Things. A lot of people have probably seen this before, by Reid. This book is really weird. So it's basically about this couple that is going on a long drive, and the whole time the girl is thinking of ending things with her boyfriend. And also along the drive, she keeps getting these weird calls. Somebody keeps leaving her voicemails, but she doesn't know who it is, and she never calls them back because she's just conflicted. She doesn't know who it is. This book was weird. The plot twist I did not guess at the end. As you can tell, I like weird, twisted books. This one was twisted. I loved the ending on this. It's pretty short. It's only like 300 pages, maybe even something less than that. What was it? Yeah, like 200. So this was good. It was a quick read. The ending left me like, what the hell just happened? Like, I had no clue. I definitely want to read his next book. It's called Foe. It's already out. I do not know what that one's about, but that one sounds really good too. I really like this book. I like books that like leave you with a mind fuck at the end. Like, those are my favorite. So yeah, definitely recommend this if you like those weird books where you kind of don't know what's going on and you will be feeling anxious reading this and you won't even know why because nothing really happens until like the end, but it's just weird the whole time. There's an ominous vibe, super weird. He's got a really weird family at home when they actually do arrive at his parents' house, and it's like, okay, I would be so scared if I was that girlfriend, if that was happening to me, but super good plot twist at the end, so I like this one a lot. Next one was a new release from 2018, I believe. This one is Dracul. I gave this 5 stars. I was not expecting to like this book as much as I did. So basically this is the prequel to Dracula, basically explaining how Dracula came about, why Dracula is named Dracula pretty much. He started off as like Dracul, and it goes through that kind of plot, like the beginning of Dracula's life, or how he came about. Bram Stoker is the author in this, and he's writing from his point of view how the backstory came about for Dracula. I've not read Dracula, but I plan to after reading this. This was super good, super interesting. I definitely have vivid scenes stuck in my head from this book. Some were like really creepy. I can picture one right now. So yeah, this was the prequel to Dracula. It is very well written. There's kind of like some historical fiction in here. I've seen people having mixed reviews about this, but I definitely recommend picking it up. Especially if you like the story of Dracula, I think you would like this. It's interesting to see like the backstory of Dracula and how it came about and all of Bram Stoker's experiences. Like seeing Dracula, nobody believed him and everybody thinks he's crazy, and you kind of see him going down a downward spiral in this book and just kind of going crazy, as well as his family too. So this was good. I definitely recommend it, especially if you like the original story, Dracula. The Female of the Species is the next book. This one was really popular on BookTube this year. I saw it everywhere, and obviously BookTube made me pick this up, and I'm so happy it did. So this one's kind of hard to explain. I'm going to read the back because I feel like it explains the story pretty well, although this book did take a really dark turn, which is, again, probably why I liked it so much. The ending was super good too. So the back says, Alex Kraft knows how to kill someone, and she doesn't feel bad about it. 3 years ago, when her older sister Anna was murdered and the killer walked free, Alex uncaged the language she knows best, the language of violence. While her own crime goes unpunished, Alex knows she can't be trusted among other people. Not with Jack, the star athlete who wants to really know her, but still feels guilty over the role he played the night Anna's body was discovered. And not with PK, the preacher's kid with a defiant streak who befriends Alex while they volunteer in an animal shelter. As their senior year unfolds, Alex's darker nature breaks out, setting these 3 teens on a collision course that will change their lives forever. Edgar Award winning, oh, that part you don't need to know. It was just talking about Mindy McGinnis' award that she won. But yeah, this book was super good. It kind of has like a feminist approach to it, and it did take a really dark turn at the end, which I was not expecting. But super good. I don't really usually typically go for contemporary books, but I would say this had like a little bit of a mystery, suspenseful aspect to it, especially towards the end. So definitely recommend this. And last but not least, this was probably close to my #1 favorite. A Dark Lure by Loreth and White. This was the first time I'd ever read something by her. I think this was the first time I read something by all these authors. So this one is about a woman who goes through some pretty traumatic events. She ends up changing her name and moving to this remote town in, I forgot where is it? I can't remember where the state is, but it's called the Broken Barn Ranch, where she ends up working. And there is a killer on the loose, a killer she has been haunted by ever since she was little. I think he's called the Wattlake Killer. Yeah, Wattlake Killer. And now she's super paranoid that he's back after her to get her. She changed her name to get away from him. And now there's been a dead body found on this ranch that she's working at. And she can't get him out of her head now. She feels like he's stalking her. And he ends up leaving a little bit of like clues in her house that he's watching her. It's creepy. It makes me like really nervous to stay in a cabin in the woods or anything like that. Not that I would anyway, because that just freaks me out, especially after reading this. But one night, they all get snowed in, everybody at this ranch, and creepy stuff starts happening, and it's really good. If you like stalker, killer on the loose type of books, you will like this. It is a dark lure. Like literally the book title is perfect. It's a dark lure. This one was really messed up too. I enjoyed this a lot. I definitely want to read more from her. I think she's got a sequel, maybe not a sequel, but another book coming out soon. So I definitely want to pick that up. So this one was super, super good. I definitely liked how it was written. It kept me intrigued. There's a few different point of views in here, from like the private investigator, from the man that she's ends up dating in this book. I believe he's got a point of view in here. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've read this. It's been a couple months, so I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure he's got a point of view in here, and then there's also the killer's point of view. So you don't know who the killer is until like towards the end, and I didn't see it coming. I usually don't with books. Sometimes books are really predictable, but this one definitely kept my interest from like chapter 1. It was super good. So definitely recommend that. So those are the top 7 books. That was 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 8. Oh my gosh, so I'm gonna have to change the title. Top 8 books of 2018. Okay, my camera died. So as I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just quickly wanted to mention the book that I am currently reading, which is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. BookTube definitely made me buy this and read it because everyone was hyping this book. So far it's pretty good. It's about this Hollywood actress, and she's basically getting interviewed by this girl, and she's talking about the 7 husbands that she's had and the hardships that she's had with them. I really do like this book because there is a biracial girl in this, and they talk about the main character being bisexual, which you don't see in a lot of books, and I wish you did. So yeah, this book is decent so far. I haven't gotten that far in it though, so I'm on page, what page? 152. So far it's pretty good. I will update you guys when I'm finished. So that's it. I hope you guys have a happy new year. Comment down below if you've read any of these books or if you're interested in any of them. If you like mystery, thriller, dark books, check these out for sure. Or what books did you find your best top 7 this year? I would really be interested to know. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!